40 years ago, millions of Cambodians were massacred. The specific target of the extermination was educated people. The intention was to eradicate people who may disagree with Angkor's socialisation policy. If people wore spectacles, it was assumed they would be literate and could create problems for Angkor. They were tortured for information and then killed. Anyone who could read or write was also a target. The country was invaded by Vietnam in 1979 and occupied as a communist country until 1989. This sets Cambodia apart from other developing countries. They're recovering from losing their educated elders, the ones that could have helped the country recover and educate the next generation. Our District Governor, Julie Mason, visited Cambodia on a World of Difference tour in January 2014. She observed the cultural context and most particularly the needs in education. She immersed herself fully in classroom activities. And then she spent time with teachers exploring their level of knowledge and their perceived professional needs. She invited me to lead a team of teachers to Cambodia to provide 2 4-day workshops for Cambodian teachers to attend by way of a Rotary Foundation district grant. I wish to publicly acknowledge past District Governor Ian Knight's guidance and wisdom in developing the grant application. The logistics of finding suitable sites and arranging the 80 teachers to attend at 2 sites was taken on by Ritti, Rotary Club of Phnom Penh member and our World of Difference Cambodian project manager. Teachers across borders already volunteer in Cambodia. Phnom Penh Rotary President Michael Wright, Ritti and I met with their CEO Brian Allen. We are grateful that he provided a lot of background useful information and a day of tips and training for our team. World of Difference has been visiting, volunteering and supporting for 5 years Future Light Orphanage in Phnom Penh. They are now assisting us with volunteering in remote village schools. They provided translator teachers for our team, as did CIA Private School, whose CEO is Rotary Club of Phnom Penh member Andre. It is an honour to present to you the team District Governor Julie selected to participate.
Hi everybody, my name is Audrey Bijay and I was the designated teacher team leader for the 2016 vocational training team in Cambodia. The program we implemented was designed to cater to the needs identified in current Cambodian education practices. The trainees involved practiced education in rural areas with a severe lack of resources, outdated teaching practices and large class sizes. We built our lessons around the foundations of early years literacy strategies with a really specific focus on reading, writing and speaking and listening. Our participants were incredibly engaged, appreciative and most importantly, willing and motivated to implement the strategies we taught into their own classrooms. They were able to understand that learning could be fun, adaptable and most importantly student-centred. It is our sincere hope that this program continues in future in order to maintain the development of these teachers. If so, I have absolute faith that each year we will only continue to exceed expectations and build upon our already well-developed foundations. Thanks so much. Bye.
This was an incredibly ambitious project, and I was initially uncertain as to the degree of intended success. For how do you educate 160 Cambodian teachers who don't speak English to improve their classroom practice in order to provide a better education to their children? Nevertheless, our team quickly met each other and commenced planning a comprehensive sequential training program. This program took 6 months of collaborative work and coordination that resulted in the formation of a cohesive 16-hour education course. The program's focus was to introduce current pedagogy, being the science of teaching, to teachers who operated in an education system similar to how some of our grandparents were taught. A welcome surprise was working with the assistance of excellent Cambodian translators, who were competent teachers themselves, from CIA First and Flow schools. They became the vital linchpins in the delivery of this program and a key element to the overall success. Our vocational training team delivered understandings and skills through modelled teaching strategies in order to establish a strong foundation upon which to build future learning for these teachers. This professional development has been the only additional training these Cambodian teachers have received since commencing their roles as teachers. Time out of the classroom was utilised in professional discussion, review, evaluation to tweak the program in order to meet the needs of the teachers. Camaraderie was enhanced during adventurous culinary dining, musical bus trips, and my inclusion of humorous witticisms and jokes. The content of these rich workshops displayed contemporary classroom practices and centred on engagement of the class. The planned content focused on redefining the traditional view of the teacher's role from an authoritarian approach to facilitating a child-centred environment. Building authentic teacher-student relationships was a key component and supported through energiser games and activities that the teachers probably enjoyed more than their students. Reading, writing and speaking and listening teaching strategies were covered and formed the foundation for future workshops. Teachers were equipped with the relevant strategies that they can immediately implement into their classrooms. The understanding of student assessment was challenged and new assessment tools were provided to give teachers the means to undertake ongoing assessment of their students in order to drive their teaching. Overall, 160 Cambodian teachers, the majority being non-English speaking, across 40 schools in 2 different provinces, plus 9 teacher translators received high quality, relevant and targeted professional development. Everyone involved in this program are extremely proud of what they have achieved and have formed close relationships and valued lasting memories. The enthusiasm at the graduation ceremonies where the teachers received their participation certificate and class photo was a major celebration, with phones snapping many photographs to rival the red carpet at the Oscars. The teachers' appreciation of our work was glowing and a real indication of the positive impact this training had on their role as teachers. Katy Perry, Ronaldo, Kardashians have nothing on us as we were elevated to celebrity status by these teachers. They wanted individual selfies with us, our Facebook pages, email addresses. But seriously, it was a very humbling experience. Having now completed the first stage of this innovative program, I am now still in awe at what has actually been achieved. The feedback and evidence show that this pilot program has far exceeded all expectations. The imparting and acquisition of new skills will provide a positive change in delivering a better education for the Cambodian children in these schools. The professional growth of the translators was an additional unexpected benefit for both themselves and the program. The Cambodian teachers' appetite for learning, their enthusiasm, their dedication, conscientious participation and positive feedback was infectious and a testament to how real education change can be implemented into Cambodian schools.
Two people who worked tirelessly in the background to ensure the success of the project were Rithi and Bronwyn. Bronwyn summed up Rithi's contribution in this video from our final dinner together.
We thought, now how on earth can we provide teacher training to so many remote village school teachers? And it could have been impossible, but really made it so easy. And he said, yeah, I can do it. How many teachers do you want? 100, 120? I can get them there. And he did. And I must tell you all that Rithi has asked for nothing for himself. He wasn't even supposed to be with us. He was supposed to just get the teachers to our training point and organise our hotels, and he's been with us every step of the way. So I just got to say a huge thank you to you, Richie. Thank you very, very
Been
much.
great, yay.
Bronwyn was the logistics expert and the glue that held our group together. She organised everything from flights, hotels and buses to the transport of over 160 yellow bags full of teacher resources, each weighing around 2 kilos, and that was just for starters. Once we were in Cambodia, Bronwyn organised breakfast, lunches and dinners for our group, including our teacher interpreters. She even managed to find an excellent dentist for one of the teachers. On each day of the workshop, Bronwyn organised morning tea for 80 teachers, and that meant some very early starts with a trip to the local market. We just loved working with our Cambodian counterparts. There is a universality to the teaching experience. It doesn't matter what country you're in or whether you're in a rich school or a poorer one. In one activity, we asked the Cambodian teachers what were the challenges they faced. From their list, I ticked the challenges that we as teachers in Australia face, and as you can see, we have much in common. There is a synergy when teachers come together to plan. We bring our own unique teaching history and experiences to create a program that is better than any of us could produce on our own. As well as the 5 teachers involved in planning our program, we owe thanks to teachers across borders who shared their experiences and the programs from their work in Cambodia. Our group also had time to relax together and enjoy Cambodia and its culture. Children and a hope for a better future through education unite teachers the world over. Rotary gave 5 Australian teachers the opportunity to provide teacher education for 160 Cambodian teachers and 9 Cambodian teacher interpreters. Our Cambodian teachers taught 2 classes each day, one in the morning and another in the afternoon. Each class can have up to 50 children, so that's 100 children in one day. The most amazing thing of all is that from these 2 workshops, 5 teachers will have improved the educational experience and outcomes, even if only in a small way, for around 16,000 students. And that's just this year. Next year it will be the same.
Good evening, District 9800. My name is Bronwyn Foley and I'm a member of the VTT team that travelled to Cambodia earlier this year. When I was first approached about this program, I remember thinking, wow, that sounds amazing. So after 6 months of planning and putting together a rigorous curriculum, we travelled to Cambodia to deliver our workshops. I'm really pleased to be able to say that the results were far more than what we had hoped for or expected. The program really delivered. We were able to send Cambodian teachers back to their schools with a whole range of new strategies and activities to use in their classrooms to engage their students. We were able to share with them our own teaching practices and hear of their teaching practices. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience, both for myself personally and professionally. And I know that the Cambodian teachers felt that they got so much out of what we were able to deliver to them. We were able to build their capacity as educators and able to give them confidence in new skills. I'd like to say a big thank you to Rotary, to your district, and to all the wonderful people who were involved and that had such vision to put this project together. Thank you. Good evening.
Yes, like what I told you this morning, I talked to the lady. She's the school principal and start asking her how does she find about the workshop, and she said that's a fantastic and that's a very, very useful for her and it's a very helpful because, you know, she said she has about more than 10 years experience as teaching, but she has never learned how to teach like that. And I asked, she asked me if possible teacher just organize the workshop like that, like 2 or 3 times a year if possible. And I told her that I couldn't say no or yes until I had to discuss with Brown, And we find out if we can, we can. If we can't. Yes.
The comments on this slide are just a few of the overwhelmingly positive feedback from the participants. District Governor Julie charged us with undertaking a pilot program. There is always room for improvement, but this program was extremely successful. There were 163 surveys returned from the participants. All agreed that the workshops were useful. The vast majority actually responded that they were extremely useful. Similarly, the materials provided in the resource packs were valued. Simple materials that we would have taken for granted were absolutely treasured by the recipients of this program. Rotary is the opportunity for one person's idea to translate to something that touches a large community and the world. All concerned with this vocational training team were delighted with the experience and the outcomes it achieved. Most importantly, further educational vocational training teams will build on this foundation for the future development of Cambodia through education. Thank you.